And good morning on your hump day, 6:03 Eastern Standard Time on this February the 18th as we're streaming through 2026. It just flies, right? You get older, it just continues to go very, very fast. It needs to slow down. Hello, empty pockets. Good morning to you. Haven't been able to catch up with you lately. I hope all is well in your realm there in the middle of a foreign nation. Sad to say. It's kind of like living abroad while at home. No, all kidding aside, I hope you're well, James. I'm glad to hear all is good. Praise the Lord. And this week we've been in the Psalms for our morning verse, and we're going to put that up now. And it is a lot about praise, and the Lord, He is worthy to be praised. And let me put this verse up. We'll get things kicked off the right way here. I will praise thee, O Lord, among the people, and I will sing praises unto thee among the nations. Amen. Psalms 108, verse number 3. Great. When you get into the latter half of the Psalms, it is all about praising. And you're learning to speak Haitian. Just don't learn all the cuss words, man. A lot of people do that. They learn a foreign language, but they just learn how to say the bad words, the bad phrases and things. Learn a few. There's got to be. There's got to be some positive there. There's got to be. Maybe you could learn in Haitian how to, read the Psalms or say praise the Lord or something. So, but the speak the language of your people there. Oh my goodness, boy! You be careful up there. You're rattling the cages up there. I love it. Oh man, so many places around the country. I saw a video this morning. A guy holding a sign up in Minneapolis. Deport all the. I learned to say I don't know in Haitian. There you go. But the guy saying deport all the Somalis. The Somalis. Oh man, what a time we live in! What a time we live in. The drawdown of forces in it is force, it is ICE in Minneapolis and moving to other areas, while withholding the right to still run operations there if need be. So can still do that. Can still run the operations if need be. So that's our verse of the day. National Day Calendar. It's Pluto Day. It's also this day in history they discovered Pluto, just floating around out there in the great beyond. Pluto, and so very small planet. They tell me. I've never been there. I've never been on been able to land in Pluto and check things out and go see what's going on, what the action is in Pluto. So. But anyway, this is the day. Somebody, I can't remember the dude's name. I'd have to look back. I think I might have pulled it up even. But this is the day a dude looked through the not binoculars. That'd be a pretty good feat. The telescope and said, "Hey, I think I see a new planet, Pluto." It's National Battery Day. Oh my goodness! Batteries went. Nowadays everything. Batteries. It's all about. When you think of batteries, it's all about cars now and different things. We just always thought of batteries as something we needed to run all the toys at Christmas time, all the electronics. The clock on the wall goes dead, and you're like, oh, I got to get a battery for that. And you can never find that gigantor thing of batteries that you bought, you've got it, and you end up buying some more. The clock on the wall. It's funny because people will say at work, like, I'll say, hey, your clock's not working. Yeah, I need to get a battery. They go like that for weeks. Just get a battery. A lot of battery places being built in the great state of Georgia because of all the different things they want to run batteries on. They actually stopped building one, a massive one down in east of Macon. I don't know if they've ever restarted that or not because there was, not as much need for batteries. But yeah, there are, the rechargeables or different kind of batteries that can come in handy. So we're not on an anti-battery kick, but I don't want to drive a car that's all battery. I just don't want to do that. Here's you one, James. It's National Drink Wine Day. It's National Drink Wine Day. All need to be deported. It was a retreat. The Somalians are all Muslims, so they all need deported. That's what James there at Empty Pockets Podcast on Rumble. Make sure you give him a follow. He's a fine fella. Knows how to turn wrenches and has his whole life, and he knows how to dig for the truth there in Springfield, isn't it? Springfield. But yeah, National Drink Wine Day. I'm not going to drink any wine, but it is a day of a national celebration of drinking wine day. I'm not a fan of crab stuffed flounder either. It's a national day for that. And of course, it is Ash Wednesday. That's your national days. Let me get through some birthdays. Michael Jordan is 63. Big day for him Sunday. Big day, but he's 63 years old today. A little bit of controversy about that. If you know what I mean, you know what I mean. Some video there. I knew when I saw it that the camera's all over it. And I'll just let you go find out about that. But I don't want to get caught in betwixt two. I'll just say the live cameras, people are very upset about something about that celebration. Paris Hilton is 45 today. It seems like she should be older. She's been around in our consciousness for a while, not always in the greatest of ways, but anyway. Paris Hilton, 45. Ed Sheeran, singer, 35. He looks older than that. He honestly does. Who else? Bonnie Wright, movie actress, 35. Billy Joe Armstrong, rock singer, 54. Let's see here. We got a couple others I wanted to mention, I believe. Let's see. Larry the Cable Guy, 63 years old today. Funny guy. He just still keeps going. Lou Diamond Phillips, 64. Lou Diamond Phillips. Taylor Hawkins lost to us in 22. It's his birthday today. Renee Russo, obviously actress, 72. Wow, I didn't know she'd reached that age. The great Jim Brown, who we lost in 2023, his birthday today. Who else is there? Anybody else I want to mention? That's good enough. I think I'm good with that. So we'll ride with that. Yeah, Springfield already started. National Wine Drinking Day, and James says he's already on it. Springfield, Ohio, in the house. Springfield. We get a lot of we have so many friends in Ohio that I don't know why. It's been like a landing for us. You know, it's just Ohio. A lot of folks in Ohio. Good morning, Dr. Butcher. Good morning to you, sir, and hope you're doing well. Flexing the muscles there in that picture. Look at those guns. Kind of guy that could rip your throat out, break your neck, and a couple of finishing moves back in the day. Maybe still. I'm not going to say he couldn't. Dr. Butcher, when he got a name like that, that's his finishing move. Dr. Butcher. Good to see you in the house, as James was saying. This day in history, as I said, Pluto was found. 1954. Scientology. Well, that joy that is. And the Iron Man triathlon. It's 1978. That's when, now I have to, that's not a great day because now in my town, twice a year, I have to deal with the Ironman, the bicycle portion. They run down into North Georgia. It starts in Chattanooga. They run down in North Georgia, and we have to cross the bicycle paths to get to church and things in that area. It can be rather annoying, to be honest, at the height of it. Very frustrating because they always run it on Sunday. It's very annoying let's face it, a lot of people love it. A lot of people dislike it. And for those in North Georgia, they really wonder what the financial impact is for the Ironman coming to their town. So I don't know. Shout out town today. I meant to get it yesterday, so we're going to pick it up today. Bridgeton, Indiana. I've never been there. Bridgeton, Indiana. It is in the Raccoon Township of Park County, Indiana. It is notable for its covered bridge, which was destroyed in 2005 by a fire set by arsonists. I remember that. A historically accurate reconstruction of the bridge was completed in '06. Small little town, and around 1823, a sawmill. A lot of towns started around a sawmill. It was built on the banks of the Big Raccoon Creek, south of the 10 o'clock line, by two men, Joseph Lockwood, Isaac Stillman. I doubt they're still with us. That'd be pretty old. Joseph Stillman, for Joseph O'Neill and James Wason, a burstone was later added to grind corn and wheat. Daniel Calley, and James Searing will later buy the mill in 1836. Hey, you got a good deal going on here. Let's buy it from James and Mary Wason for $1,600. Sounds like a good deal to me. But in 1823 or 1837, that'd be a lot of money. I mean, it had to be turning a profit for, that's a lot of money. Think about it in that day. Then within several years, they had an idea. I knew it. They had an idea. They built a distillery. It was built around in 1845, and the mill and distillery burned down. They lost their investment. Here, the story of the mill at Bridgeton splits between two different resources. One is from the Indiana Historical Society, and one is from the paperwork submitted to the National Park Service for Bridgeton application as an historic district. Anyway, by 1848, the Owsley brothers, William Bean, Owsley brothers and William Bean would replace the mill with a hewn log building to fill the need of a local mill. The same year, a hewn log bridge was built to span the Big Raccoon Creek, giving farmers to the north of town easier access to the mill. Of course, that's smart money there. They also say that the fall after the mill was destroyed by fire again. That the townspeople staged a frolic to build a new log mill. Searing then sold the mill for $2,000, went up in value, money grows, to James Milliken and Dr. Henry Ketchum. Ketchum soon sold his share back to Searing. In 1851, Milliken acquired complete ownership of the mill. And then sometime before January 1859, it was tore down the mill and built a new one as well as a general store. Stones were installed for grinding corn as well as stones for wheat. In January 1859, William Beal purchased the mill and surrounding land, but sold it to William Blade. A lot of buying and selling going on. In December 1860, now the price is up to $8,000. Heck of a lot of money at that time. In 1862, Ralph Sprague would acquire the mill. They didn't give a price on that one. Sprague and his son-in-law, George Phelan, entered into a partnership to run the mill. The partnership was dissolved in 1874. My gosh, man. This thing just changed hands many times. With Sprague continued to run the mill until he sold it in 1882 to Daniel Webster. Sound like the actor. Daniel Webster had been born 3 miles outside of Bridgeton in 1830. Webster had been a farmer and had made a small fortune in the coal mining business before investing in the mill. He said, hey, let me place my money into something growing here. So originally, Bridgeton was known as Lockwood Mills for the local mill, but later became known as Sodom. I love these local words. Jennifer Lopez. It became known as Sodom because of the drinking and fighting that took place. You knew it's Indiana. You knew it had to become something like that. On Saturdays and public days, the mill acted as a community social center with people conducting business and exchanging gossip. You got to have that. I always thought that was a local barbershop. For 25 cents a gallon of whiskey could be bought. 25 cents a gallon of whiskey could be bought, and the townsmen would engage in horse races and sometimes fights. Sounds like my kind of town. James, what you up for this? A little bit more. The village applied for a post office in 1849. The name was changed to Bridgeton. The original plat was recorded the same year, which included most of the town as it exists today. Sounds like James kind of town. James says we are engaged in Ohio. Yeah, I know you are. You had a Camaro back when I was 19. I had it $120. Sold it in 2 months later for $4,500. Wow. No, not a new channel. Yeah. Now, thank you for coming by on Switch there, Jennifer. Hope you're doing well this morning. I love those little histories, though. They just crack me up. It was the local It was the local place for gossip and drinking and fighting, and they got some work done and they bought and sold. See, that's why it bought and sold so many times. They were drinking and fighting, and some, over. I am, thank you. So over the booze and the fighting, somebody said, "Hey, what do you take for this place? I kind of like it. I like hanging out here and drinking and making a little bit of money and fighting and all that." I said, "Well, I've had it for a little while now. The price has gone up." I am from the great state of Georgia, USA, in the extreme northwest Georgia. So I'm so extreme, I'm almost in Tennessee. Now, where I was born was not here. My parents moved while mom was carrying me around. I was born in the great state of Illinois, way back when, a long time ago, in a land far, far away, in the land of corn. I was born in upper state Illinois in a town there pretty close to the border with Wisconsin, Rockford. That's where I be from. I I've never been back. We left a year old. We moved to Gary, Indiana for about 6 months. My dad said, "The heck with this." Came back to North Georgia, found jobs that didn't pay very much. Honestly, they didn't pay very much. I remember my dad, what he was making in it. I think at JJ Lewis for the like. Bad. The mills didn't pay much, but hey, he was home. We never went back. I've been to Peoria, pretty close to there. James says we have a local place where the sport is drinking and fighting. It's called the Hop. It still has dirt floors and has been there for over 50 years. And something tells me, James, something tells me that you have been in the Hop and you've been drinking and fighting. I can't say that for sure. You can confirm or deny or just plead the fifth. But something tells me James has been at least to the Hop. He's at least been drinking at the Hop. I almost lay money on this, and I don't bet. I'd almost lay money on this. He may have fought because he's not shy of fighting. He'll stand up and fight if he needs to. But I bet old James has been to the Hop, and I bet he's bellied up to the bar, as they say, and had a few because he likes to get out like that. More than I like to admit. Oh, no, I'm glad. Go ahead. You guys say something absolutely, Miss Jennifer Lopez. But yeah, it's those little town histories and all that. It's just fun to go back into history and look at some of that. And then if the people stayed in the general area, sometimes you can look at the local people with the same name, and you will see. Yeah, I'm on Twitch, man. We're on about 25 different things. It is still, I think I've got all the channels pretty much on the Southern Patriots podcast. I think I changed that one over. I made some changes when we rebranded and everything. There may be one channel where it's slightly different, but I think that all of them are Southern Patriots now. So Jennifer's a graphic designer. Well, it takes some great talent to be a graphic designer. And so bless you. But yeah, when you grow up around a place and the names you get up into this time, sometimes you just you find out why families are the way they are. They just never changed, you know. A little bit of news this morning. Subpoenas have been issued in the 2016 Russia probe. That's all over Newsmax. That's the lead story today. President Trump marks 5 years. It's hard to believe it's been 5 years since Rush Limbaugh died. Man, he could really shake him up, couldn't he? Okay, thank you, Jennifer. Sometimes I do use some folks out there. I've used some folks in a couple of different streams to do a little bit of work. So thank you for reaching out. Let me know. You're quite all right in saying that. I've done that from time to time. Let's see. There's not too much. There's a lot of things getting ready to heat up. They're talking. Of course, the Epstein stuff still rolling as they're digging. Of course, yesterday the Reverend Jesse Jackson passed away at 84. Of course, we lost the great Robert Duvall. '95, I think it was. Boy, I hate that. How about this one? This one cracks me up. LA Mayor Bass calls on the chair for LA 28, Wasserman, to resign over Epstein link. I mean, this lady is that not? I mean, okay, that's fine, but why don't you resign while you're at it, Mayor Bass, for your complete and utter failure as a leader in LA? I mean, just go ahead and reach around and grab yourself up and resign as well. Why don't y'all hold hands as you go into the area of unemployment? You have ripped off your constituents. It is ridiculous. I have no use for her. They still have it. These people, they just they've stonewalled them and stopped them from rebuilding. Hawaii too, where these people at stealing land looks like it because they won't let them rebuild or very little. And of course, she had split town and didn't want to come home. But these people are, man, that's the one thing about them. They like to act like they're all together, but when they find a way to burn each other down, they'll do it. They'll eat each other. They do that, and now it's everybody that has any email, any picture, any whatever. It's kind of like everybody's fishing to find who they can find. It could have been the guy that fixed the I don't know, that fixed the garage door opener or whatever. Anybody that has any connection now is automatically evil and going to be burned down. I mean, I have no idea the length. You got to have. Some people are, some people probably are not. I mean, that's the thing right now. Everybody's scouring to find who they can burn. And she's obviously liking this one because she must not have any connection, or she hopes she doesn't whatsoever in any kind of email or communication. I mean, and now it's a political football, and they could care less. They don't have no morals. They're just a political football. They're looking for a way to burn each other down and grow their own standing, as we'll say. Vance said that the U.S. red lines are unmet after latest Iran talks. Well, that's no surprise. They're not gonna play ball. Yeah, I will. We do go live on Instagram, but right now I had to switch channels, and it's not back up yet. But I will. So I don't even have it pulled up right now. So I got you, Broski. Good morning. But yeah, Iran's not going to. And this is continuing to be President Trump's. This is where I think on foreign diplomacy he's got to be really careful because he does this big build up. He has this big move where he throws the threats out there. I think they've kind of figured him out that he don't want to go to that next step, so that doesn't work. Now that he has hit Iran, obviously that one big strike. He did go in and get Maduro. But outside of that, I mean, there's not a lot. I mean, think about it. And the drug boats, and they're continuing to hit those. But I just wonder really if they'll even do that. I just wonder if they'll even really do that, any kind of attack. I hear you, Jennifer. What kind of cat you got? Come back and see our pet show on Tuesdays. We like to honor the pets and show their pictures and names and all that. So we'd be glad to do that. But feed your cat. President Trump says the Potomac is a radical left environmental hazard because they've. We were talking about this yesterday, James. I just wonder when you think about you got to call in Roto Rooter for or whatever for the biohazard team or whatever for the Potomac. Okay, not going to lie. That's absolutely he does what he do. The next step, so he's going to. Okay, interesting comments. We have a cat shortage. I know you do. They're in Springfield. I'm not sure exactly where all you're going with that, Jameson. I'm not sure. Explain, but it is interesting the build up there. 2 carrier groups. I don't. I just he has went close to the red line and then pulled back. So whether you like him or not, it doesn't matter. It's just this is kind of the thing where it goes. I voted for him, but it's kind of become the MO on the foreign diplomacy. They kind of figured it out right now. Are there doing any deportations there in Springfield, James? We hear a lot about a couple of areas of the country, but are they doing anything there? You're the man on the street there. You're the man in the know. Or is ICE very active? Is ICE very active there in Springfield? Just curious. Just curious. Because I've heard you that Barry says the Chattahoochee is a biohazard. Well, that's I've never floated down the Chattahoochee. They do those. That's a big thing to do in the summertime. They'll have those big flotillas that go down the Chattahoochee. It does flow right there in the heart of Atlanta, so I would not be surprised. Although I don't know that. When I was down there at the young tender age of 15, when my friend's mom lived down there and his grandfather, we got to playing around back in the creeks and stuff, and we broke out really bad. And the grandfather told us that I won't name the hospital, but the hospital was known to have dumped things in the creek. So I don't know. It was not fun. We had a couple of days, bad days of stuff. So it was not fun. So, but they do got to call in the cleanup crew for the Potomac and get that cleaned out. But while they're at it, they need to clean out a lot of stuff there because it is absolutely not, not the best thing. So anyway, what else do we have in the news? And if you're chatting, give me a second. Your screen is covered up while I'm looking. I don't think there's anything new that there's always stuff going on. They're still looking for, there's no suspects in the kidnapping. The chattering hoochie Barry. Oh, I saw the Pope declined the invite to Trump's Board of Peace. He declined to be on the Board of Peace. Interesting. So he said he will not join. He's not going to join the club for the Board of Peace. Some say the replacement UN. That's what they're saying he's threatening to do. I don't know. But he's declined the invitation to the Board of Peace. The Board of Peace is supposedly moving forward, although they still have not. There's still Hamas members who have not de-armed and laid down their arms and joined the party, and I suspect that they will not. And so we'll see. There's a guy lucky he's not pushing up daisies right now. He ran at the Capitol with a shotgun, 18 years old. That's not a long retirement plan right there, to be running at the Capitol with a shotgun. And then, boy, feel really bad for the hockey game and that nutso. How many more times are we going to see this? That we're going to see that kind of condition going on in violence. I mean, that has become a thing, right? This guy's unhinged. Of course, he kills himself too. But he goes in the hockey game, and shoots the wife and kids. And there's a video. The latest video I have seen is, it's pretty sad. I mean, when you're thinking about, rest in peace. Okay, Jemison, Nick Gurr, my friend John, they, them disagrees with your rhetoric. Okay, that's fine. And yes, rest in peace, Robert Duvall. But it's a tragedy. I hate that. It's I don't know. Do I know Nick Gurr personally? No, I do not. I do not know Nick Gurr. I've seen you posting that. I do not. So what else? Broski Bear. Yeah, okay, didn't say anything. So somebody get me some more coffee. I do have it. I've been talking so much it's going cold. That should be correct. Doc, that should be correct. Yes. That should be correct. That should be me. And our logo is the same on the channels now. There's only one channel that I have, and it's reserved for Wolf Nation, our Wolf Nation show. But it's a backup X channel, and there might be one other little one out there. But the logo that we have up is the same logo across all platforms. That is that's the latest, the one we keep, and that's the one that we have. So, I guess they don't like something I said, my rhetoric. I've been making people mad here lately. Hey, Jenna, how's Biscuit Boy doing? He's doing fine. Thanks for asking. Remember, she's running for the 14th district here in Northwest Georgia. You've been busy, and I am so. Hey, I appreciate you the shout out. Your God, what's his name? JJ. He contacted me day before yesterday. We're going to get together, and he's running for office as well. And thanks for the shout out. We'll absolutely. You can't find that. I'll post it for you or something. Um, I bet you do, James. I bet you see some crazy comments. And I'm good. Hey, I'm good with comments as long as they don't get attacking to the people in chat or to your host. If it gets personal, then that's when. But I don't care what people. I'm pretty lenient on that. I made somebody mad last week, and they no longer watch the show. But I got tired of being trashed. It's like at some point, dude, the conversation is not going anywhere. Let's do something better. But Biscuit Boy's doing fine. He's still recovering though. I don't think he's back to normal. John Fortnite, no, I am not. I can absolutely guarantee that I am not. That should be evident. You should be able to tell whether I am or not. I don't know why that matters. It matters not to me. If that's your avenue you're going down, let's just stop right there. So I'll just say, I get, there's a lot that goes on out in the world with those kinds of things. So, um, good. Too many snowflakes. Okay. Well, I'm glad to know I'm not a snowflake. I don't think I am. I don't think I am. How's the campaign trail going, Jenna? I hope that things are well. She's a teacher. She's ex-military. She's really always, what's military? You're always military, but mom, heck of a nice person. Has her own business, farm, does so many things. She's amazing. She is amazing. By the way, we have a young lady that's going to come back on the channel. She's one of the race dirt track drivers. Is the first female to win at one of the tracks ever in any class. And we're gonna have her back on hopefully by next week. And she's been just tearing it up. She's a champion from last year in her division, but she didn't win at that. No female ever has. Rocking it in her class. She won, and that's cool. Miss Jessica, and she's going to be back on. Thank you for the like there, Miss Jenna. And hey, James, you go, man, and podcast on, brother. Blessings to you in Springfield, Ohio. You can follow James on the outspoken, never dull moment, always outspoken, heck of a nice guy. James there on Empty Pockets podcast. He's a mechanic, and he has a YouTube channel as well. I know that he does that, streams on both. Are you still doing the Saturday afternoon show, James, before you go with the veteran? I enjoyed those. I didn't get to catch you the last couple of Saturdays if you are. But I do enjoy the conversation. I know he's going to start his own show, which he should, but I've enjoyed those. I need to go back and look. So I was just wondering if you were still doing those. Yeah, Biscuit Boy will be back with me tomorrow night. We're going to be recording a young lady who is an amazing singer. We can't release the video until her album pops. Do I like riddles? I'm not any good at them. I'm horrible at them, Nate. I'm horrible at them, but I guess I like them. But I'm never the guy that can figure them out. So. But Suzanne she's an amazing singer-songwriter. We're going to have her on. I've been trying to announce it. We do have to record it because we can't drop it until her new album drops. It's in this month, but we can't show it. So I'll be talking to her today as we get ready for that show tomorrow. We'll have her, I think, for an hour, and we'll record it. We will release that as a live pre-record just as soon as we get the okay. And I appreciate her giving us appreciate her giving us the time. I really do. Of course, Wolf Nation, Cornbread Nation shows coming up this week. We do have interviews on Friday and Saturday in the racing world. We've got so many people coming in on that. We probably have 12 interviews still to go. We're booking into April with people that that want to be on or back on. So we are so blessed, and we appreciate that very much. We have an author coming on. We have another author coming on, our Wolf Nation Book Club, a guy who wrote a book about the trial of Buford Pusser, Savannah, Tennessee, if you know that story. There's people on both sides of that. He's going to be on soon, within the next week or so. I'll finalize all that today. Just give you some ideas of some stuff that's going on. And hey, on the racing side, we're kind of helping out. We don't have any financial stake in it, but we do want to help small business. Horsepower Coffee. This is the only energy drink they do. This is the Kickin' Strawberry. This is on my desk because we're going to live taste this on the air. I've never drank one. I'll wait for Dean to get back. We're going to live taste test the Kickin' Strawberry. And I have some of his coffee coming in too because I like supporting small business. I am loud and obnoxious. Well, that's okay. I like music that rhymes. I am a fraction of the population, but commit. Oh, this is the riddle. But commit over half of violent crimes. What am I? I don't know. See, I told you I don't know what they are. But yeah, they Horsepower Coffee. They are, and I thank you to them if they're lurking out there. Thank you for putting our logo on your as you go to the racetracks. Thank you for doing that and putting the logo on your skirting for your table as you go out and sell. We appreciate that. Again, small business helping small business, and we need to help each other. It can be tough. I did notice yesterday, if you wasn't on, they say with the rollback of some of the regulation that a new car would be $2,400 cheaper on average, I guess, or just over across the board, $2,400 cheaper. I'd still like to see some things come down. My mortgage is still too high. Their gas prices are looking real nice. I think yesterday, I mean, would I like to see a little more? Yeah, but $2.49. I put gas as I went to go get the granddaughter. $2.49. I don't know what it is where you're at, but that's what I paid, and that's pretty cool. So anyway, what else? I don't have a whole lot this morning. I do got to get to work. I have a training to do pretty early. So you have a small business. What's your small business there, sir? You know what? That is the backbone of America. If you got a small business, you're working your tail off. Jenna knows. You're working hard. You are busting it every day to make. That's the American dream, right? To be able to have something of your own, to build it, to grow it. I love small business. I love to support that. I try to go to that instead of chains if I can. I love to go to the little mom and pop stores, the real ones, not the. We'll just leave it there, but you know what I mean. The real mom and pops. I love the little meat and three restaurants and stuff. I try to go to places like that. It's not always possible, but I try to do it when I can. And I'm willing to pay a little more to support a small business. I'll tell you that. I will. I do it as often as I can. And I order stuff. Sometimes I don't even need what I order. I just order it because I want to support a small business, somebody that's poured their very life into something. Nate says, so true. Had a family-owned bakery near me, got canceled or not. Baking a cake, outrageous. And I talked to the folks out in. There's the one in Oregon. I talked to those folks back in the day by email. The ones that got hit with the $300,000 penalty or something. And these folks, and I had in my church. At one point. They were retired, but there was a bakery around here for a long time, and some of those folks were they worked hard. They worked extremely hard. A hard-working family. Okay, John, hopefully that is the legal kind. If not, be safe. Just say that. If you're joking around or if you're being for real, as they say. Keeps the money in our community. That's right, Jenna. It does get, you put all that back in. It doesn't go to a corporate entity. Those same people are going to go out. They're going to buy at the local store. They're going to buy their car. They're going to buy their house. Their kids are in the local schools. It all works. And we have a lot of money that's leaving our country. It's being sent overseas, and it's nice when and then you get people in those bigger companies, all the money, it's like the company store. They find ways to keep that money rolling back to them. And there's lots of neat ways, interesting ways they do that. And I see you're a Georgia fan. Yes. Go Bulldogs. Can I get a shout out to Nate Higgers? Yes. Thank you for, I don't know how you say your name. Last name's Morgan. I don't want to mess it up because I don't want to mess up somebody's name. I am a Georgia fan. Yes, I wore that hat last night on the show. Big Dog fan. We do a sports show as well on Mondays and Wednesdays, depending on work schedule for my co-host. Big football fan, longtime Georgia fan, sad Braves and Falcons fan, except for maybe a year or two. I try to stay local. I do. I'm loyal to the local teams, even when they make me mad. But I try. I do love where I'm from, and I'm proud of where I'm from. Georgia's got some issues. We got to get politically. We got to get them straightened out, and we got to elect people like Miss Jenna Turnipseed for Congress because we need help. And this whole thing has went kind of crazy. I know Jenna is just crazy. I knew it was going to be this way. A lot of things going on. There's a lot. It's just the politics. I mean, it's just politics and former politicians saying things. I mean, it just heats it up. It's definitely going to be in the news. This will be a national coverage. This special election that's coming up in less than a month. March 10th will be the special election day, and that's to finish Marjorie Taylor Greene's time. She left early, and then they'll do it all over again. And there's a lot of people. It's not a real fireplace, John. No, it's just off the TV. Sometimes I run ads back there. Sometimes I just put logos, but sometimes I do put the little. It just makes, I don't know. I like looking at aquariums, fire, rivers flowing. It's kind of meditative to me. I enjoy that. And here lately, we've needed fireplace. I do want to put one that's gas fed behind me. We're going to redo the studio just a little bit, but in the future, we hope to have that. Yeah, broski, it's a horrible, horrible thing. And his own family, man, just shot up his own home family, all because they didn't. I mean, they didn't support what he did. They just said, "Look, you're not gonna." She divorced. He had to move, or was going to have to move because the father-in-law or something said, "No, you're not staying here." And and then he goes berserk. And this is happening again and again. And he wrote comments to that I forget the exact phrasing, but basically that the crazy is going to keep coming. So every time we're being put on notice. Every time they don't like to let that get out, but every time all the either stuff that they put on social media or their manifesto. Don't know if this guy had one, but the manifesto always talks about that, how they're going to bring the evil and the cray cray to the populace, and every single one of them does that. It's horrible, and I hope that we just have a lot of bad things happening like that. I mean, these poor people, these kids, they're trying. It wasn't even a school day; they were out of school, but that's why when you go to a public event now, you just have to, and more than ever, you've got to really, try to keep your head on a swivel and pay attention. It's unfortunate, but of all the 1,000 events that happen, it only takes one or two to make you think like that. But you really have to think about your family as you go to big sporting events, music events, or whatever. Things happen. I mean, violence is one of the things that kind of killed the festivals here in Chattanooga because it was ongoing. I mean, they just got tired of dealing with it. It was just not what the police departments was just having to, work overtime to try to keep the peace, because it would just be a handful, but they would, they'd ruin the event, and that's unfortunate. They used to try to have this inner city kind of a barbecue type thing on one of the the main streets there, and the music, and it was a different kind of event, and all of that got wiped out because of violence. I mean, you couldn't shot. It got to where people were almost getting trampled because somebody had fired guns, and then next thing you know, they're trying to people are running away because somebody's popped a gun off with gang members and stuff, and it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. Cities get tired of the liabilities of it, and it becomes so expensive for the security and for the insurance that you have to have for those events that it can honestly be hard to make money. And it when you're out in the open like that, it's a little more uncontrolled. Even though you try to control who comes in and out, it's a mass of people, and even though you try to on the fringes of that event, it can get ugly. I was walking in behind a guy that was going to one. I went to one year. Walking in, the guy had the Crocodile Dundee knife on his side. And when the police stopped him at the gate we went in, he went berserk, and they had to take him down. His wife, girlfriend, whatever she was, jumped on the back of a police officer. She got a good backward fist hit to her face that knocked her off of the cop that was taking him down. And I told my wife, I said, this guy ain't going to get 5 steps inside the event. And look at what he's wearing. And he just, he's like, you're not taking my knife. And he said, well, you leave. And he went nuts. So you see that. It's crazy. Uh, friend Elliot Harvey had his heart broken in Georgia. Can you give him some words of wisdom? The best words I have is trust Jesus. That's the best words I have. He has all the answers. I don't. So any wisdom I have would come from the Word and from Him. I'm not. I don't have any great words of wisdom. It would all be biblically based. Treat each other with respect. Work. If you don't work, you don't eat. There's lots of things. Do good, forgive. That's forgiveness runs in short supply a lot nowadays. Obviously, live each day as if it's your last, and guard your heart. The Bible talks. Good morning, Brent. Hey, Brent. I was just showing it earlier. It's right here on the desk, man. It's gonna be looking forward to that. We're gonna taste test that here. Probably by Friday night. I think we're going to do a special. We've got an interview Friday night with another driver. So the rest of them are getting cold in the fridge here in the studio. And this kicking strawberry, we're going to try it. Give Horsepower Coffee on Facebook a like and a follow. And good morning to you, Brent Brightman. We appreciate you stopping by. But yeah, I mean, the world is anymore is a powder keg. I mean, everybody's just on edge. Everybody's angry. Everybody's we're divided. We can't get along. People are shouting in the streets and, violence. It's all over the place. Now, where I live, it's pretty calm, but across the country, we do see some of that. There's a little bit of that here, but fortunately, it's not. I want to give the police a shout out. And I don't go to Chattanooga all the time, but when I do, they've had their problems over the years. I think they've had some rogue officers, and they've took care of that. They've had some leaders that weren't the best. But by and large, the Chattanooga Police Departments, and here in North Georgia, they do a good job. They don't let the crapola get going. I'll just say it that way. They take care of it. They put it down. They stop it. They're not going to let, even protests here were truly protests. If anybody got a line, they were taken out of line and arrested. And they pretty much kept that all to one part of town. They let them have their little shouts and marches and all that. But they did not let them destroy stores and attack people's businesses and stuff like that. A huge shout out, because there was a couple of times where I thought it was going to be really ugly in the city, and I had to do patrols. I was doing some weekend patrols just for extra money and security at the time, and I was a little bit concerned about going downtown because I had 3 properties I had to check on and go north of the city and check on another one. And I was like, well, I don't know if I want to go down there. I mean, but when I got down there, they had it totally controlled to one area of town, one street in an area of town, and they didn't take no crap. And I appreciate that. They just did not. They tried to march on City Hall and do damage there. No, they got took down. Shout out to them. This is not L.A. They didn't let go on here what happens there. There's there's some things I don't care for, but because it's a city, and cities bring you some of that stupidity. And allow certain things, but get out of hand a little bit. But they put a clamp on it. They were not going to let their city be burnt, businesses be destroyed. And ever since the violence, there was a very successful local college graduate that was shot in the head downtown. They have changed. They have even amped up a little more. They've moved more officers downtown. More visual. Business owners demanded it, and they've responded. Because it does have its areas of violence, and they've done a good job though. I'm giving them a shout out. I know a lot of the officers, and working with them on the security side, and most of the ones I know are pretty veteran. They've been there for many years, and they can kind of give you the lowdown on what they're seeing. I remember a couple years ago we had a lot of Cambodians here and some Iranians, and some of them that were doing a fraud. I mean, they were trying to get up on the street side and acting like they were in need when they weren't really in need. There was a group that showed up on the property. They were from Colombia, and I give them A+ for the effort. A+ for the effort. Let me use this. I'm about to get up for in a minute. A+ for the effort. So they had the violin out, right? They had the violin. The guy, the dude, he's playing the violin. She's holding a sign written in English that says, "We don't speak English. We have no family here, no help. Any, we need it. We need food or whatever. Everything's supported." The violin case was open for them to throw money in, and there were people that when I come in, it was beautiful music, and I thought, well, as soon as I clock in, I got to get them off here because they're not supposed to be here. They just showed up and they start, working their little side gig, or whatever, their daily, oh, woe is me, and I need help. So I go up. So what's the first thing they do? Noah speak English. That's the first thing you get. Well, that was bull too. I knew better, and they don't realize their body language and everything. But I did miss one thing because I was really just dealing with getting them out of there. So I told them, go, not here, leave. And they gave me that confused look, like, you know what I mean? Leave, or I'm going to get the police. I didn't realize it till I talked to somebody else that had seen them, and when I thought back, I thought they did have a speaker. What I thought the speaker was is they loaded up the violin so that they could hear it more. No, we wasn't even playing the violin. It was all a fake. He couldn't play it. But he got up all around Chattanooga, and I was talking to friends. They said, I've seen that guy all over town. He can't play the thing. They're playing music, and he's just acting like he's playing the violin. Got to give him credit. I mean, that's a different, how many people went up and threw money in this thing, though? It's all a fraud. Every bit of it's a fraud. A fraud. Minneapolis restaurants are really struggling now after they boycotted and protest of ICE. Many never can recover. Go figure. There's some geniuses. Yeah, I mean, just destroy your community, right? Have you heard of Springfield, Ohio? Well, I'm originally from there. Just saying. Well, James, who was just in here, he is, he is from Springfield. Great guy. So you're originally from there. So I have heard of Springfield. I don't know if I've been in Springfield, but I originally am not from there. But James is from there. James is already gone. Y'all can talk shop about Springfield. He calls it the Haitian invasion. So he deals with a lot of that there. So just saying. And the cat population went down. I'm not there. That's what James tells me. So they've come after him about that. I do got to go. I will be back tonight. We did our music show last night. We'll probably do history tonight or something. I'm not sure of time yet. I'll post it if you like to follow our schedule. We have, I use bands, and we try to keep consistent with that. Do them all myself. Sometimes I have to move things just slightly. Try not to cancel when I can. I think we're good tonight, but we'll do a couple of shows tonight. We'll probably do a news show, Patriot News. We'll probably do history show. Then tomorrow night, big time. We got a big Thursday, a big Friday, a big Saturday morning. We're big the rest of the week. A lot going on. And but yeah, Broski, they just destroy. I mean, it was so stupid. You remember back when they first hit Minneapolis? What was some of the things they hit? They hit the food places, and one of the ones that got me was the place where the people get their prescriptions. The old people that they don't have no cars, they take a bus or they walk the blocks to get to this place to get their prescriptions because it was a Walgreens or CVS one, and they bragged about burning out to the ground, and they hurt the community there, just hurt it. So stupid, so absolutely stupid. And then take over the police station, burn it. I cannot believe they allowed that to happen. No way. You cannot allow those government buildings to be taken over like that. Yeah, you have a good day too, man. About an hour or two. Okay. Doing a post in about an hour or two. I'll look forward to seeing it. I'll be at work doing some work. I got a training class to do at 8:00, so I got to scoot. Y'all have a great day. We use the word y'all down here a lot. That's okay. And thank you for. Hey, we've got some new folks that come in. John, we had Firth. I hope I said that right. Give me Nate. Thank you all for stopping in. I do appreciate you stopping by on the Rumble side of things. I think we had a couple on YouTube. And thanks, Miss Jennifer, for stopping by. Barry, Broski. If I forgot you, I'm sorry. Brent. Did I miss anybody? Appreciate all of you stopping by. Have a great day out there. This is Cornbread Man. This is the Cornbread Man morning show. In the morning, we'll be back on My Journey 4K. Thanks for stopping by as well. And you're coming in at the end. I am the Cornbread Man. And that is, but my name is Dave, and I'm the Cornbread Man, and I am out. Have a great day. God bless. If you're a praying person, pray for us. We appreciate it. Pray for my wife. Pray for my son, one of my sons. We'd appreciate and could use the prayers. Pray for America. We need it. We definitely need it. And I hope you're doing well. If you have a specific prayer need, send it to me. Email us. Pop it in chat, whatever, and we'll pray for you. Take care. We'll see you soon. And on the Podbean side.